Check, check. Check, check. It's going. Okay. We're going to go through a different way of exercising. So this is not an exercise demo. It's a style of exercising demo. It's a modality of contracting. So we're just going to use garden variety, normal, everyday tricep press down as our exercise. But I'm not going to focus on any of the details of doing a good press down. There's lots of good videos out there of that already. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a style of contracting. And Kim and I were just talking about the difference between powerlifting and bodybuilding. She does both. And so I mentioned that in powerlifting, you try to do everything the easiest way you can, meaning lift the weight the least distance, do it mechanically the most efficient way so that you can put more weight on. You can use all the muscle that you have to get a bigger weight up. But in bodybuilding and developing the muscle, you want to do things the hard way, not the easiest way. You want to go the long way around. You want to make it harder on the muscle so it has to get bigger than it normally would to lift that amount of weight. So they're sort of different in that respect. Well, they're remarkably different in that respect. They're very different in that respect. That in bodybuilding and developing the muscle, you want to do things the hard way. You want to seek difficulty in execution of the repetition. And in powerlifting or strength, you just want to use your strength and you want to move a lot of weight. So you don't want to go the long way. You want to go the short way, direct, right? And so there are two different ideas. What we're going to do is we're going to develop the tricep and we're going to try to build muscle mass. And mass has good reasons. Even if you're a power athlete, having mass, there's lots of good reasons to do that. And I won't go into them, but mass and strength go together a lot of the time. So we're going to build some mass and we're going to use a light weight and we're going to make it really, really hard. So the first thing that she's going to do is do a regular tricep extension. She's going to focus on the contraction, not on the movement of the apparatus. She's just going to focus on flexing the tricep and she's going to get a feel for that. And then we're going to do something I call ratchet reps. So Kim, why don't you give me one rep or two? You can warm up. And what we want to do, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back for me. Pike at your hips a little bit, shoulders forward, head back, good. Full fold here. I said I wasn't going to do an exercise demo, but we might as well, take our time. Just warm up, and I want you to slow down a lot, and I want you just to feel the muscle. And this is just regular tricep extension, strict. Now, are you ready to do a ratchet rep? Are you tired?
Ready.
Okay, so fold it up all the way. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go to 1/3 of the distance and I want you to stop. And I want you to begin again smoothly and go to 2/3 of the distance and stop. And now I want you to go to 3/3 or full lockout and stop, flex. And then relax and fold up. Let's ratchet this again. Boom, boom, boom. 1/3, 2/3, stop. Move, stop. Move, flex. Now one more, and this time, each time you begin to break the stillness, the inertia of the weight and everything, I want it to come from here first. So I want to feel this muscle flex before this moves. Right. So tense this first, and then it moves, and then we stop, and we're going to do the same thing again. Before this moves, tense this. Good. And then stop. And then before this moves, flex this. Well done. Do one on yourself, your own. I don't know if you can hear it, but my chicken just laid an egg. She's yelling about it. Okay. That's it. Start it. Stop. 2/3. Stop yourself. Now, when you start, where does it come from? Do one more, can you? You okay? All right, now I'm gonna watch. What I'm looking for is I don't want to see your hands move before I see the flex. That's it, that's it. Stop. Just 1/3, now 2/3. That was a little bit in hands. And as you get tired, you start pushing the hands more than flexing. rest. Or can you do one more?
One more.
Okay, so now let's really work to focus on where it starts from. Does it start in the hands? No. Start here. Good. Stop. Go. That started in the hands. Try again. Stop. Last one. Flex. Good. So the more it burns and the more it hurts, go ahead, Kim, rest. Good job. The more it burns and the more it hurts, the more you just want to get the rep done. And so what you do is you think about the bar and your hands, and I got to move from A to B, and A to B, and A to B, and this to there has nothing to do with what happens here. Well, it does have something to do with it, but it's not as connected to the muscle. It's connecting to the weight and the bar and the machine and the things that are moving, instead of connecting to what we really want to connect to, which is the contraction of the muscle. And so where this motion on this bar comes from, it comes from back here. So I want you to do one rep where you ratchet and you really concentrate on where this motion initiates. Where does it start? What is your intention? So I want you to intend it to stay here, and this will just be secondary. Good, that was a better rep. Stop and begin. Very good. And stop. And then easy, easy. Begin. Good. Good. Now one more, Kim. And I want you to delay. Go on delay. So your mind tells you what your intention is. You send that message to the tricep and it tenses up, but it doesn't move yet. And then finally this moves. It's on a delay. 1, 2, and this is late. This is behind all this. This happens before this, and this happens before that. And this just comes in the last. It's like lagging behind. It's at the end of a whip. And you start the power at the beginning of the whip and it travels, 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 and finally the end of the whip moves. This is the end of the whip. Starts in your head. Then it goes here. And then it comes here. And that's how it really does happen. But if you're not careful about that, you can start it all here. Stop. And where are you going to start? Nice. Now, Kim, just do 2 reps. Don't even think about it. Now move from here. Let's see what this looks like. Go ahead. 2 reps. Move from here. Fold. Move from here.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
It looks sort of the same on the outside, but it really doesn't.
Yeah.
I can tell when somebody's in the muscle or in the bar.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So why would you want to ratchet? Well, I won't go into the physics of momentum and inertia, but it is hard to get something that is still moving. Once it's moving, it's easier to keep moving. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it harder on ourselves because we want big development and we want to make this exercise harder, not easier. And to make it harder, I'm going to break the momentum and it's getting moving, but then I'm going to stop and I'm going to stall it out again. And we're going to come to a complete stop. And then I'm going to break the momentum the second time, the inertia. Momentum is either moving or still. An object in motion wants to keep moving. An object still wants to stay still. They're both inert. They have inertia. They both have momentum. We think of momentum as moving and inertia as still, but they're both sort of the same thing. So if I interchange those words, I'm sorry, but they are interchangeable. So I should probably say when we're moving, I should say momentum, and when we're still, I should say inertia, and I'll try to do that. So the bar and the weight have inertia, and it's hard to get it moving. If it weighs 100 pounds and you push with 100 pounds, nothing happens because that's even. It's about to move, but it won't. You got to push with 101 to move 100. And at 101, it's only going to move this fast, really slow. 110 is going to move it faster. 120 is going to move it really fast. 150 is going to shove it right down. Yeah. But regardless, whatever you have on the bar or the apparatus, you have to overcome the stillness, the inertia, its desire to stay right where it is with more force than it weighs. You have to put more than 100 pounds to move 100 pounds. Yeah. And that has to happen here. And then once it is moving though, it wants to stay moving. So you can kind of ride it down. Once you get it going, hey, it's kind of easy to keep it going. So if you just do the beginning of the rep and the end of the rep, you kind of miss a lot that can happen in between. What we're going to make happen is another stall. where we lose all the momentum that we got it going, we give that back and we go to 0 again, and we're just holding it there. Whatever it weighs is what we're holding it with. It's not coming down, it's staying right where it is. And then we have to come up with more force to overcome the stillness. A second time. Then we do it again. We stop at 2/3 of the way. And we give back that momentum, that moving that wants to stay moving. We get rid of that again. And now it's still and it wants to stay still. And we overcome that stillness again in the same rep. We did it at the beginning, 1/3, 2/3, and then we just finish at the end. Have at it.
Right.
Give me a ratchet set here. Okay, intention has to be away from the hands, fold. Okay, now lock your body in place. Now, I want to see it start. That's it. Now stop. Now when you're ready, start again, but nicely done. Don't start in the hands. Yep, very good. We get a nice flex at the bottom, and then fold. Take a breath, and let's repeat. So, where's it going to start? Yep, wait, start again. Start again. Let it start. Now, this isn't going to move at all. Let me see it here. Yep, tense this, and then this will move on its own. Stop. Now, tense. Move. Good. Keep going, Kim. That's it. That is it. One last one. So this is ratcheting. We're making it hard by playing with the momentum. We're giving up that inertia. We're giving it back. And we're having to overcome it 3 times in the same rep. And man, is this tiring. You start to appreciate momentum when you're just repping out. Man, when I got it going, I'm going to keep it going. If you, if I want to get a whole bunch of reps, that's what you're going to do. Rest. And shake that out for a second. We're going to go and do another thing in a second here. So the value of this is it's harder. You can get more muscle development and bigger muscles with less weight. Why is that good? Because that means less joint stress. And that also means faster recovery. My dog's messing around with the tripod. I hope it's still in place. They're just in here sleeping, but they're rolling around a little bit. So the idea that I can use less weight and still get big, strong muscles, and I don't have to work my joints as hard, and I can recover quicker, so I can have more workouts per month and per year. That's pretty valuable for building muscle. And like I said, there's a carryover between size and strength, but I'm not going to make that case right now. We're just going to build some good size and development of the tricep. And one of the tactics that we're going to use is to make everything we do harder. So you can do a lot of weight and a lot of reps with just down, up, regular old repetitions. How many of these could you do, right? Not as many. Whatever those numbers are, doing it this way, you're going to be done and spent and stimulated for growth long before you would be with, and that means you did more reps. That means the joint got more work. It saw more bends and straightens for the same amount of stimulation. So I can get more stimulation with less bending and with less weight on the joint if I do it like this. If I purposely make it harder, and by stalling out and ratcheting, 1/3, stop. Total dead, it's at a dead still, and I have to start it again. 2/3. It's dead still, I gotta start it again. That's hard. Every time you stop it and have to start it from 0 is hard.
Yeah.
So now, there's a way to make this even harder, Kim. And I've talked about this, but I haven't shown you how to do it. So I'm gonna teach you right now.
Right.
And so if you have questions, stop me and make me explain it to you in a way that you understand it. All right, so what we're gonna do now is, I call these retro reps, for lack of a better term. If somebody comes up with a better name for them, fine. Give it to me and I'll use that name. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna build off this ratcheting, stop inertia, and start inertia again, because that's hard. But we're gonna make it even more difficult and more tiring by, as we contract to 1/3 and stop, we're gonna actually give up ground. We're gonna let the muscle lengthen back a little bit, an inch or so. And it's gonna retrograde, it's gonna move back to where it was. And then we're going to move through that 1/3 nice and smooth to 2/3 and stop. And then instead of starting right from there, we're going to retrograde a little bit and then move through that point and get to the peak. And when we get to the peak, we're going to retrograde a little bit, then flex, then come down. And so what we're doing is we're kind of, instead of going forward 1/3, forward 2/3, forward 3/3, down, we're going forward to 1/3, back off a little bit and let the muscle stretch. And we have to recontract that. We have to get that contraction in the muscle back. And then we're going to go to 2/3 and stop. And then we're going to give up a little bit. And then we're going to go to 3/3, give it up and straight. And so it goes like this. Beginning, 1/3, back off a little, 2/3, back off a little, 3/3, back off a little, get another peak, return. 1/3, let it stretch a little bit. Let it lengthen a little bit. Then contract it a little more. Then let it lengthen a little bit. Then contract it all the way. Then let it lengthen a little bit and then peak it again. So in concept, it's easy. In practice, it's almost crucifying. It's hard. It's hard. So begin, stop. Now ease off and let it stretch. Now begin again. Good. Stop. Now let it stretch a little. And then flex all the way. Get a nice flex, then let it come off a little, and flex it again. Peak it, that's 1. Fold. Take a breath. Okay, now start smooth, stop. Give up a little bit, flex, smooth, not too fast. Stop, give up a little bit, flex smooth. Flex all the way, give up a little bit, flex all the way down. That's 2. Let's do another, at least. Don't be in a hurry, don't be here, be back here. Stop, give me back some, all the way down, here, give me back some, all the way down. Flex, give me off a little bit, just an inch, back down. Okay, see if you can do one more. It's fine, it's good. It's hard, right?
Yeah.
It's harder than what we just did.
Yeah.
It's another step of hardness with the same weight. And you're getting more out of this, you're getting more stimulation. Get a little fast. Let it burn and see if you can go slow for one more rep. I want you to just accept the pain and the burn and don't rush to finish anything. Just be happy and joyous about getting a nice workout. Take off, back down, stop, let it stretch. Don't be in a hurry now. Flex, easy, smooth. Take it off just a little bit. That's enough. Back down. And if you want to do one more, you go right ahead. If you want to, just to get a decent workout out of this. Let me see what you can do. And this is tired. I know you're tired. Do not rush yourself. Doesn't matter if you get the rep or not. What matters is that you stimulate the muscle to grow and that you do a good job. One more peak and then relax. All right, cool it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, right? Yeah. Huh. Nicely done. Hit that one time. See how it feels. Hit it. Flex it.
Yeah.
How you like it?
Yeah.
What do you feel after 10 pounds?
I feel like I did 100 pounds.
10 pounds on the stack, right? We made that really hard. Did that get stimulated similar to another regular set that you've done with much more weight? Probably, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to argue that it's even better.
Yeah.
Now, it might be too light for you, but
intentional.
I like that. It's intentional. You intended to make it hard, and you did. Your intention was to move from the tricep, not here. Intention is super important. And so this is not only good for the muscles, this is also really good for your personal discipline to not just get in a hurry to get done and get my 3 sets of 10 or 5 sets of 5 or whatever the program calls for. There's no program here with this. I don't even count reps when I do this. I don't care if I do 6 or 8 or 10 or 5 or 7. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I push myself till I get the burn, till I get some stimulation, until I know for certain that I've pushed myself enough to grow. Not just getting a burn and getting tired and being exhausted and walking out of the gym tired. That doesn't necessarily mean you grow. I've got to do enough reps with enough quality and intention, like you said, to make sure that I grow. Now this takes a little bit of, maybe more than a little bit, of experience. But where do you get experience? In the gym doing this. You're never gonna learn how much is enough without counting reps. You're always gonna have to use your reps in your notebook and your program, and someone's gonna have to write it for you, and you're always gonna have to rely on that if you don't do enough time in the gym disciplining yourself to feel when you're just tired, super tired, exhausted, or stimulated to grow better. How do you learn that? Well, you gotta spend some time doing this. A lot of time. But before you know it, you know what feels right. So I want you to do a set of retro reps, and I want you to choose your own weight. Do you want a little more, or do you want to use this?
It's good.
Okay, now here's what I want you to do. I'm just gonna talk.
Right.
I'm gonna try not to talk, but I want you to discipline yourself, and I don't care if we have to do 20 reps. I want you to make sure that this one set, somehow, some way, when you leave from right now, that this set made you better in some way. It caused something to grow. So don't stop now until you know that you're convinced of yourself that you've done a good job and you're gonna grow. And you've not just exhausted yourself. That's not good enough. And that's way too fast, in my opinion. So let's slow it down and get it more into the intention of growth and contraction, not getting a rep. Don't worry about a rep. Just worry about growth. Worry about stimulation. Worry about pushing yourself. Worry about disciplining yourself. Worry about the right feeling. What's the right feeling? Now, I don't know what that is for you. I know what it is for me. I know what I think it should be, but I can't tell you. You have to go for the right feeling for you. Go for the right feeling. And don't be in a hurry. And don't be trying to get out of the pain. Don't be trying to get around the burn. Don't be trying to punch through the burn. Just be there with it and let it work on you. Let it work through you. Let it get you somewhere. Let it stimulate you to be better. That's what we're doing this for. To be better, not just to get tired or get a pump. Fold, 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 relax. Take a breath, intention. That was your hands again. Stretch it back down, stretch it back down, stretch it back down. Now, start and get back in, get your brain back here. Yeah, that's it. Now just tolerate the pain and keep going for more contraction. Can you make that any harder, any denser, any fuller? Now, smooth, don't be in a hurry. You'll get down there, just get the contraction. Get down there, now give me a contraction, and then fold it up. Let's try again. And you have to keep going until you know you're done. One more? Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's all you have? Let's see. Try to be done then after this rep. Do such a good job on this rep right here that you can say, yeah, I am done. Don't have anything left when this rep is over, or you didn't do the job. You'll have to do another rep. You'll have to do another one, because I'll ask you to do another one if you don't get everything out of this one. There will be another one to do. Flex it hard. Pose it, pose it, pose it, pose it. Come on, take it down and pose it. Show. Okay, fold it up and let's try another one. Just to make sure, stay in. Come on, just try, just to make sure we're done. You'll know if you're done or if you can get another one. Just make sure. Go ahead and check it out. Maybe you can do another. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe you really are done. Maybe you're not. You better check, right? You better check, come on. I know what this feels like, I know. This is part of the discipline. This is part of the, not just muscle, but we're training something up here. Some heart, some discipline. Don't you rush, because that's not being there. That's getting through it too quick. Vicky, come. All right, nice job. That's a good way to finish. So these are called, I call these retro reps for now. Let's see a pose, see how full it is of blood. Is it full?
Yeah.
10 pounds? Two sets, only one real set?
Yeah.
One real set. How does that feel, Kim? Honestly, compared to a normal workout, how far are we through your normal exhaustion.
I feel like I did 8 sets.
Okay, see, a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's worth a lot.
Yeah.
So learning to do things harder is valuable, not just for the muscles and for development and for strength and for all those things. Learning to do hard things makes you a doer of hard things. And some people are doers of hard things and some people are not. But a lot of good results and a lot of good outcomes are at the end of doing something hard. And so if you make yourself familiar with making yourself do hard things, then you're probably going to have a lot of really good outcomes. Because really chumpy outcomes, they come with doing easy stuff. Really good outcomes a lot of times require us to do hard things. So one of the values of this is certainly the development and making the reps harder and cutting down on recovery and everything else that I've already mentioned. But another thing that this does, it disciplines you to not just come in and get done. It disciplines you to come in and get better. And to not quit a set or not quit a workout until you know, yep, I'm not just exhausted, I'm not just tired. I didn't just follow the program. I know that I'm better for what I just did. And I made myself do the hard thing.
Yeah.
So I'm calling these retro reps. If one of you guys comes up with if one of you people, I don't like to say guys, I'm sorry. I retract that, I recant. If one of you viewers, you kind internet people, if it comes up with a better name for it, please, that's good. I'm open to that. I'm calling it retro because you go down and then you retrograde and then you go down and you retrograde. And I want to distinguish that from ratcheting, down, stop, finish. So those are two different things, both worth your time, both worth an experiment at least. And if you can work it into your program, there's a lot of values, and I mentioned them. And so if you missed them, go back and listen again because I'm not going to repeat them again. But I want to recap. But that's enough for today. So thank you for listening. Please give this doing hard stuff a try. You won't be sorry. You won't regret it ever. Thank you. Move this, sir.